My name is Will Nicholson, and I am a sports broadcaster from Marshfield. Doing play calling is something I always wanted to do, or something I thought that I would be good at. Started off actually with an online flyer at Bridgewater, where I just saw it randomly checking a grade for a class, and it said sports broadcasters wanted. And I thought to myself, that would be kind of fun. So, I started off just doing camera work for them and working for Bridgewater Sports Network. And then I got the opportunity to start doing play-by-play for games and never looked back, had a ton of fun, and kind of fell in love with it immediately. I wouldn't say it's always something I wanted to do, but it was one of those things in the back of my head where I always thought, like, if I get the opportunity, that's something that I 100% want to try and go do. You see it on TV and it looks so cool. It looks like a fun job. Like, you get to sit there and talk about sports and be entertaining. Like, that's the dream job. So I always kind of wanted to do it, but it was never something that I really pursued. I just kind of let it come to me, and I knew if I ever got that opportunity, I was going to give it my all, and it's worked out so far. I would say my favorite moment from calling games at MHS would probably be the Catholic Memorial game in 2024. That one was awesome because they advertised it as the game before the game, and everyone thought that Catholic Memorial was going to win and Marshfield didn't stand a chance. And then it opens up with Gio Joseph taking the kickoff to the house. Tor played a great game. They ended up scoring like 46 points or something, and everything just clicked. And that was easily my favorite game to call.
One final knee, and if you doubted this Marshfield team, you can kiss the horns of the Rams, because the Marshfield Rams are in the state championship. Final score, 52-40.
One of my favorite calls was the Bishop Feehan game in the playoffs of 2024. Bishop Feehan had just scored, Marshfield was still up, and we didn't really know, like, oh, is this where the momentum changes? Is Bishop Feehan going to start coming back? The kickoff goes, Charlie Carroll takes it, right sideline to the house.
One back off to the Rams. Kick goes deep. It's fielded by Carroll, who's going to work the right side of the field. Carroll has space. Oh, Carroll has daylight. Crossing the 50, 40. He's got two men to beat. No one's going to catch Charlie Carroll. A 90-yard kickoff return to the house. Charlie Carroll, show off the wheels, young man.
I think that was one of my most organic moments calling, because in the beginning I started off just calling a normal kickoff, and then it naturally just went up and up as Charlie got further and further down the field. Then he had one man to beat, and he was in the end zone. And it was just such an organic moment because I didn't even see that happening, and it kind of caught me off guard. It didn't look like he was going to take it to the house. So yeah, that one was one of my favorites. It felt the most naturally flowing calls. And it was a great play, and Marshfield ended up winning the game, and it was because of that. It was a huge momentum shift.
If a kid makes a good play, I'm going to shout him out for making a good play. That's football. That's how it is. They're going to take the snap, hand off to the outside, try to get out there. Riley! Oh my God!
So the viral TikTok moment, the Silver Lake game, that was one of the biggest moments in my broadcasting career up until that point, because, ever since I've been calling games, everything has been supportive, right? Where people have always loved what I was doing. And I always got good feedback, whether people really meant it or not. No one ever to my face was like, I don't like what you're doing. And that was the first moment where someone, not even online, someone came up directly to my face and started saying, you're not doing a good job. I don't like what you're doing. That moment was crazy because, truthfully, I don't do this to hurt anyone's feelings. I would never do anything like that. If I saw that mom today, I probably would apologize to her for hurting her feelings, because that's not my goal, right? The whole point of broadcasting to me is to make moments exciting, because my brother played football at Marshfield, and I remember when he had the pick six 2021 versus Lincoln Sudbury in the playoffs, pick six, he ends up taking it to the house, winning the game. One of the moments that we had in our family was watching that back on TV and being excited. And David Snow, he did a great call of that. It was like, intercepted, Brady Nicholson. He takes it to the house.
Still backing up, and he's going to launch the ball across. It's picked off. Brady Nicholson has it. It's a touchdown. Brady Nicholson stepped in front of that one and just ran it in. What a stunner. It's a stunner.
So I remember moments like that, how important that was to my family of, watching someone that you love being able to make a play like that and someone else getting excited and being as excited as you. Overall, I think the Silver Lake game, it's, behind me now. I'm trying to put it behind me as much as possible. It was cool. It went viral. But, truthfully, I don't like to hurt anyone's feelings. That's not what I'm about. I was actually pretty upset when it happened because I don't like being mean. It's not who I am. But I will say it was pretty cool, the support that I got from that, saying just keep on doing your job and, keep having fun with it. And I always remember that. That's what I try and do. Funny enough, yeah, I've been getting recognized in town a little bit more. It's usually kids now, which is funny because kids are on TikTok and all the social medias and they'll see me on there. I'll have kids come up to me and they'll be like, oh, you call the games at Marshfield. Like I saw my brother or sister in one of the games you did. That stuff is pretty cool because I never thought that anyone would recognize me for doing that. I would always get recognized because I'm Brady, Ty, and Aiden's brother. Like that's how I would get recognized, being the older brother. But getting recognized for something that I'm doing like that is super cool. And if you notice me, come and say hi always. I love it. It makes me feel good that you enjoy what I'm doing. So yeah, if you see me, just come and say hi. I'm a pretty approachable guy. When Marshfield football is good, I mean, the whole town just revolves around that. Everyone shows up to the game. Everyone's invested. So I hope they're good again because a lot of people, once again, are going to doubt this team and, say all the young guys coming in, can they do it? Just like they did last year. So, I hope they go and prove everyone wrong. I hope Aiden has a good season. He's heading into his junior year. So it's a big one for him. I just hope as a whole, the football team just has another great year. I have a couple of mentors. Obviously, Bob Sochi, great dude. He came on my podcast once. He's awesome. Just very supportive. He never really had to even associate with me at all, but he took the time to look at my reel and help me improve. So he's always been awesome. Also, David Snow, someone I learned a lot from. Specifically, how he opens up games is something I learned from a lot. He has a great way of kind of introducing you to the scene and setting the scene kind of how a narrator would in a movie. That's something that I started to bring into my arsenal, talk like that when it comes to broadcasting. And that's something I learned from him, and he's always been so supportive. He gives me feedback on my reel. That's a big thing with my mentors. They don't coddle me. Like no one that I look up to has ever just been like, oh, you're doing good. You can't improve on anything, because then I wouldn't get better at it. Everyone that I've talked to has given me criticism, and I take that in stride and then take that into my next broadcast and get better. So they've helped me a ton.
This is Pope Francis in the red versus Marshfield in the green. David Snow with you on a Wednesday night along with Will Nicholson. Will, how are you tonight?
I'm doing great. We got a great matchup tonight, and like you said, a jam-packed arena.
One thing I want to talk about is how important this has been for me to be a broadcaster. It's definitely got me through tough times, the ability that I have to be able to do this, the opportunity that I've been given. My grandfather passed last November, and that was a super hard time. He was on hospice, and I remember we had that Rochester playoff game coming up, and he always talked about balance. It was Pa's favorite word. He loved balance. While he was on hospice, it wasn't even a conversation between me and Aiden, because we knew he didn't have a lot of time left, but we also both knew that we had a job to do. We both had to go into work. He had to go block for Tor in that offensive line, and I had to go and broadcast the game. So that Friday, we came in, and he was able to watch the games while he was sick. That was one of the big things that MCM provided, and one thing that I take into broadcasting now is that you don't know who's not able to make it to the games, and that's something that MCM provided for him. He ended up passing that Sunday, so that Friday was the last game that he got to watch, and I wasn't there, but everyone told me that when he heard my voice up on the mic, he sat up and he was into it, and he recognized my voice at a time where he was on a lot of medication and didn't really have that many conversations anymore. I loved my pa. I'll always remember him. He loved broadcasting. One of the final things he said to me is, "You're one of the most entertaining people I've ever known." So that's why I do it now, for my pa and people like my pa who might not be able to come to the games. He meant a lot to me, and he's one of the reasons I go forward. What would Pa do? WWPD, it's the name of our group chat right now, so just try and do good by him. I'm Will Nicholson. I'm looking forward to having all of you tune in for this fall for the football season. Go Rams, it's gonna be a good one. And thank you guys for joining me.